Hello everybody, what is going on? This is Marcus and this is my 5th round from the Stockholm Regional Championship. Now my score at this point was 3-1, and so going into this round I knew that I had almost guaranteed a spot in the top 8 since my tiebreaker was pretty good, and once again there weren't that many people, so it was more, think about it, more of like a premier challenge size. But so yeah, going into this round, my opponent was 2-2 at this point, so I knew that he definitely needed to give his all and everything to make sure that he would still give himself like a chance to make it to the top 8. This was actually the guy that beat Billa in the first round, so I knew that I had to watch out here a little bit since yeah, like with the team I'm using, it's pretty difficult to stop a well-built Trick Room team, and yeah, like going into team preview, I immediately see the resemblance between this team and the team that, for example, Vieira brought to the Japan versus Germany friendly versus the Flow. They actually have 5 mons in common, and only Vieira was using a Talonflame over Chandra's Landorus T. So yeah, basically the plan against those kind of teams, as you can also kind of see in the very first round of this tournament, is to lead with Kangaskhan and Smeargle, try to somehow prevent the Trick Room by going for like Dark Voids, and then yeah, sack off Smeargle at some point via Follow Me, and then hopefully stall out Trick Room somehow. Yeah, we'll see how this goes in this game. So I didn't want to like reveal all my tricks, but like I was definitely trying to win to knock him out of top cut, since I knew that this was an unfavorable matchup. So Billa actually used the same team that I did, however we had like slight deviations. For example, his Smeargle was Choice Scarf, and they actually played in the first round, so I didn't really know whether Chandra like realized that it was Scarf Smeargle or whether he would expect me to be Scarf Smeargle. So first turn I just went for the fake out on his Dialga to definitely prevent the Trick Room here, and then I also just went for the Dark Void. However, he made a good play going for the non-mega fake out onto the Smeargle. However, since he was a Trick Room team, I would always like still take into consideration that maybe, and accuracy sharply rose, but speed fell. Like, I was considering that maybe his Kangaskhan is actually slower than my Smeargle, so I could just go for a Dark Void turn 1. After that accuracy rose, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely hitting Dark Void, but then my speed fell, so I was like, maybe I can trick him a little bit into thinking that I am Choice Scarf, but though Choice Scarf and Moody, probably not that great, so I went for the Spiky Shoot here and the Power Punch on his Kangaskhan, actually hoping that he would set up the Trick Room, and then that my minus speed Smeargle could probably outspeed some stuff. However, he made a good play, and he went for the low kick onto my Kangaskhan, and yep, that is definitely Adamant Kangaskhan. Gets the one-shot here onto my own Kangaskhan after I went for the Power Punch to just get a little bit of a boost. But yeah, he went for the Flash Cannon. So no Trick Room, unfortunately, and I got another speed drop. So my Smeargle was hella slow right now, so I was thinking, he's not going to go for the Trick Room right now, right? I can potentially bring in my Groudon and scare him away a little bit, since his Kangaskhan is Adamant, so I'm guaranteed to outspeed him with my max speed Groudon. However, I also had to take into consideration that he had a Kyogre in the back. So I didn't want to go for the Eruption, however, it would have been the best play here, and it probably could have won me the game right there. But I went for the Earth Power, no Shuka Berry, so I was like, maybe this is going to KO, but yeah, Dialga bulky enough to barely hang on here, and revealing the Citrus Berry as his item on the Dialga, which is pretty interesting. However, he went for an attack with his Kangaskhan on my Smeargle, and I was like, okay, now like show me, I don't know, like Flash Cannon, but he also went for the Trick Room. So yeah, had I just KO'd his Kangaskhan this turn, I could have probably won the game right there, since then Smeargle would have been at -2 speed, with accuracy like raised, so I could have just gone for Dark Voids all over the place. So I bring in Xerneas, and I'm thinking, yeah, like, okay, so he didn't switch in Kyogre last turn, so maybe there's still a chance for Weak to come back, and I actually go for the Protect on Xerneas, hoping that he would double up into this. Which is exactly what happens, and I go for the Eruption. Now, this was kind of risky play, I guess, but it works out here as, yeah, he just didn't want to switch into his Kyogre into potential Precipice Blades, for example. But yeah, I don't run that. So, in come Cress and Kyogre, and yeah, it still looks like there's no chance for me to win this game whatsoever. Yeah, like the only thing I was like hoping for at this point was maybe his only water type stab is Origin Pulse, and maybe I can dodge it with my Xerneas to grab myself a free Geomancy boost. However, he was also revealing the Helping Hand right there, which is pretty standardish on those teams, I would guess. So I'm going for the Protect here with Groudon, but oh, I actually went for the double Protect. Yeah, I think yeah, like Geomancy would have definitely been the better play here. I'm not entirely sure why I wanted to go for the double Protect there. Yeah, I should have gone for the Geomancy and not the Protect, but I guess it was pretty much over at this point anyway. So I just forfeit, and yeah, he takes the victory. I probably must have forgotten that I protected the turn before, but yeah, that was silly. I should have gone for the Geomancy since Trick Room wasn't even over after this turn. So yeah, lost this game just like Billa. So Chandra would move on to the top 8, and I was like a little bit scared right now because I mean, of course, like the Moody drops and boosts were not really in my favor. I mean, they could have been had he set up the Trick Room, or had I let him set up the Trick Room like the first turn. But I mean, hard to predict the speed drop from the Smurgle. So yeah, this is what happens. I ended up with a 3-2 score in Swiss, but once again, there weren't that many players, and yeah, I ended up in 7th seed. So I would face Luke from the UK, who finished Swiss with a 4-1. He was 2nd seed, and yeah, top 8 will be up probably after the weekend, since I'm actually pre-recording this, as I will be at the mid-season showdown today, or like on Saturday, which is probably today when this video goes up. And then I also do have a Premier Challenge on Sunday, so there's plenty of video content that will go up, and then also like Battle Spot. Yeah, we'll have VGC2016 as its rules in a couple of days, so that is going to be a lot of fun. If you thought that this video was a lot of fun, if you liked seeing me get trashed by this Dialga Kyogre Trick Room team, make sure to leave a like, and yeah, leave your comments. What do you think about this archetype? Do you think Dialga Kyogre has like potential in this metagame? So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.